What's up, everybody? Pleased to be with you on this Feel Good Friday. It's Week 10 in the NFL. It's Military Appreciation Month. Thanks to all the veterans out there. Nothing but love for the men and women that have served our country and they're currently serving now. You're watching the B&E Podcast presented by Premium. My name is Brandon. He's Ed. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Nervous for this game against the Steelers, but we'll get into it. Let's get this opening drive started, shall we? Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott could need season-ending surgery on his hamstring. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence likely to miss the game for a shoulder injury. Christian McCaffrey expected to make his debut against the Bucks for the Niners. New Commanders cornerback Marshawn Lattimore won't play Sunday against the Steelers. Darius Smith could possibly make his Lions debut against the Texans. Salute to Chuba Hubbard signing a 4-year, $33.2 million contract extension with the Panthers. Pats have claimed edge rusher Yannick Ngakoue off waivers away from the Ravens. And Titans quarterback Will Levels will start after being sidelined 3 weeks with a shoulder injury. I'm sure the Titans players and fans are thrilled to have him back. All right, let's get into this game that happened last night, shall we? The Ravens beat the Bengals 35-34. It was looking funny in the light for the Ravens. I think I want to say it was midway or late in the third quarter. Y'all were down 21-7. Bengals were driving down the field. I think they would have scored another touchdown. It would have made it even more difficult for y'all to
Yeah.
come back. But I want to say it was Marlon Humphrey who forced a fumble against Chase Brown. Y'all got the ball back, and basically that was a turning point for the game for me. Don't get me wrong. Joe Burrow did throw a party against you guys, 428 yards. Jamar Chase had a hell of a day against y'all, but I think Kyle Hamilton went out the first half, maybe early in the second quarter. So that definitely had an impact on y'all secondary. But Lamar Jackson did Lamar Jackson things. Had a highlight play where he almost scored a touchdown. I think he ran like 58 yards in that one play where he got to the 1 yard line. So Tylan Wallace, I remember he broke a couple of tackles, had an 84-yard touchdown reception. So good win for the Ravens. I mean, the Bengals definitely needed this one. They would have went 500. I think they would have went 2-1 in the division, but y'all got the win. Little controversy, maybe major controversy at the end of the game with that failed 2-point conversion with the Bengals, where maybe you could have called a interference or Mike Gesicki. I think Joe Burrow might have got hit in the face mask or something, but the ref decided to swallow their flags, then blow the whistle. Even in that drive, I think there was some controversy where the Bengals did get some calls go their way or something. But I really want to hear your thoughts on this game and what you think of what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way we should have won that one. I got to give credit to the Bengals. They basically outplayed us in both matchups now, but somehow we swept them. Jamar Chase, he owns us, the secondary for sure. Some people told me how great Lamar Jackson's 6-1 record is against Joe Burrow head to head since they've been in the league. And that's all fine and dandy, but we have no answer for Jamar Chase. I mean, he literally can make any type of play, any type of catch against us, and he always seems to find that space in the soft spot of the defense, and he's taking it to the house. 3 touchdowns last night, unreal. I kind of expected it. He's done that type of damage to us on several occasions over his career. Um, but yeah, Joe Burrow, all damn near all night, able to step up in the pocket. Like legit, it seemed like every time he dropped back, he was moving forward to make a play. Legit. If it wasn't Jamar Chase, it was Hudson or Mike Gesicki. And you can't forget about the checkdowns he had to Chase Brown. Those were accumulating as well. It was just left and right, throw after throw. He continued to carve us apart for sure. So Marlon Humphrey was asked about after the game, the secondary issues. He basically said, we're not playing to the standard of what our organization has set for the defensive side of the ball from the good old days, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, all them guys. He mentioned like he doesn't even really celebrate wins anymore
Mm.
because we're giving up 350 plus yards a game to quarterbacks. And obviously Jamar hit over 200. We've had a 100-yard receiver damn near every game against us. He took the blame. He said he wants to fix it. Um, but he did mention like it's not a personnel issue. He said if something happens from basically the last day of practice during the week to when they get on field. I don't know if guys not fully locked in or what, but um, something's got to give quick because it just can't continue like this. Because despite the fact it's only what 6 7 games left, we're likely going to the playoffs and things change then. Like that's when these players go to a whole different level and we can't have that stuff against teams like Kansas City, teams like Buffalo, on and on in the AFC. Also, 11 penalties for 81 yards. And what I remember watching the game, when I was definitely paying attention to the offensive line, everybody got a penalty on the offensive line except for the rookie right tackle, Rosengarten, which is saying something when the rookie does not get a penalty, but everybody else does. A few of them were false starts as well. That's inexcusable at home. The penalties have been an issue all year. I was surprised it was only 11. I swear it seemed like every time the flag came out, it was against us. But three guys I got to give game balls to. Marlon Humphrey, you mentioned the big punch out in the third quarter. We were down 21-14. They were starting another long drive. Things were going in their favor. Roquan recovered it. Um, Definitely, hyped up, got the crowd going back in it again, even more than what it was. And like you said, it continued to things continue to go in our favor. Then Namdi Matabike, formerly known as Justin, um, big fella had three monster sacks. It seemed like they all came at the right time as well. And then Tylen Wallace, he doesn't get a lot of offensive snaps. I really like him on our return team, but he took advantage of him last night, especially the catch and run, 84 yards. That was the longest pass play of LJ's career. But yeah, you mentioned that 2 point conversion. It was two penalties. The one against Burrow and then the one on the receiver. I can't remember who it was. It was pass interference or holding that we basically got away from it. But it was felt good though to be on the good side of that because we've had those type of penalties called against our defense and we ended up losing the game. Um, First time since '98 we had new helmets as well. Those were I wasn't too fond of them when I saw them in the off season or when they first debuted them, but to see him in game action last night for the first time, I really like him. The colors really coordinated. So shout out to the organization for getting that right. But yeah, Steelers week is here, man. Already turning the page. It started 11:30 p.m. Eastern time last night. As soon as that game was over, I was thinking about Pittsburgh, man. We're going up there next Sunday, big showdown. Probably likely for first place in the AFC North. Honestly, it's a new chapter in this rivalry. We got a few extra days to clean it up. We know Marlon Humphrey, excuse me, not Marlon, Kyle Hamilton got banged up. Hopefully, the last thing I heard is not serious. Um, it was just a minor twist, I believe, of the ankle. Um, Sucks to see him on the sideline. But honestly, I thought about it. I was like, damn, probably one of the best defenders in the league, but we still give up damn near 400 yards passing a game, honestly. So, yeah, definitely want to see him back though. To be clear. So yeah, hopefully we get you know our full strength because I mentioned heading into the season about how I want my team full strength going against Pittsburgh for specific reasons I will get to on Friday, our next show as well. So yeah, good win. Should have won, but I'll take it.
All right, let's get into the Sunday night matchup. We got the Lions at the Texans. Lions coming off a win against Green Bay last week. Meanwhile, the Texans coming off a loss last Thursday against the Jets, 21-13. I would have more confidence in the Texans if they had, full firepower, specifically with that receiving core. Stephon Diggs is out with the year, and Nico Collins, he's going to miss another week. Think they activated him off of IR, or he was back to practicing at least, but they said he's not going to play this week. So it's going to be the Joe Mixon or bust. And, Tank Dell, I like him a lot, but I don't know. I don't think he'll have enough. I thought Dalton Schultz would get a little bit more action or a lot more action since Stephon Diggs was out. But last week, he just didn't get the ball enough, in my opinion. Maybe he's just getting more coverage. So we'll see how he does against the Lions. But going into this game, I like the Lions a little bit more. Like I said, that 1-2 punch they got with Gibbs and David Montgomery, they're getting Jamison Williams back. So I'm sure Jared Goff is going to like that. I think he'll have a good game against the Texans, even though that defense is pretty good. Surprisingly, looking at the stats right now, the Texans are fifth in sacks right now with 29 sacks. So that might, those edge rushers they got, Will Anderson and crew, they might be able to make some noise against the Lions. But in the end, overall, I think right now, due to health reasons, I like Jared Goff, David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs a little bit more than I like CJ Stroud and the crew he has with Tank Dell. And, maybe Robert Woods can have a comeback game, but I just don't see it. If the Lions can stop Joe Mixon, I think they'll have a good shot of winning this game. So I'm gonna go with the Lions in this one. I think they'll hold on to the ball enough. I think Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown will make plays, and they still got Sam Laporta too. He hasn't had the season I thought he would have, especially coming off last year, but he's still out there. So yeah, give me the Lions in this one. What are your thoughts in this game, man?
Yeah, man. Coordinator Bobby Slowick, in this offensive line, Larry Tunsil, Jarrett Patterson, Juice Scruggs, Shaq Mason, and Titus Howard. If they don't figure out this pass protection and figure out fast before Sunday night, it could get out of hand very fast, honestly. CJ was sacked 8 times last week against the Jets. The Jets front seven, they've been solid, but this Lions front has also been pretty damn good as well. But yeah, Houston has several players banged up. Will Anderson it appears he's going to be out of this one. So that's a very tough break there for Houston's defense. So I think the Lions offense will have their way against D'Amico Ryans' defense. Plus you factor in the point that Jared Goff has been damn near the most accurate quarterback in the league this year. It has been Tua for the last couple of years, but he had I think one game where he almost finished with a perfect completion, the incompletions, and I think he started the game against Green Bay like 11 for 11 or something like that as well. So he's just finding the ball, getting the ball to his receivers with ease, honestly. Houston 4-0 at home this season. Stroud is 4-0 against quarterbacks with a winning record in his career. But the good thing for Houston, even if they lose this one, they're still in a good position in the AFC South because there's not really much going on there. But they desperately, in my opinion, need to figure out a way to win this one. It's kind of close there, the way I said that, but still, Houston definitely needs to win this one for sure, especially coming off a loss last week. I'm going to go with the Lions by at least a touchdown, though. I think it could get out of hand fast, honestly.
Gotcha.
All right, everyone. Before we move on, this episode is brought to you by Premium, a CBD and wellness company. Check out their full line of CBD infused products, which make great stocking stuffers for the upcoming holiday season. Perfect for athletes, weekend warriors, soccer moms, and even armchair quarterbacks. They have CBD infused honey, which is a personal favorite, as well as tinctures in mint and regular flavor. Most importantly, they are veteran and women owned, so come get some of this sweet temptation and taste the premium difference. Use code B&E for 15% off your order. Their website is www.premium.com. Again, that's PREHEMIUM.com. Now back to our show. Two storied franchises will battle it out at Northwest Stadium Sunday afternoon when the Steelers take on the Commanders. I've been high on the Commanders since week 2, but I think y'all might have some issues in this one. Two reasons why. I think Pittsburgh is historically good against rookie quarterbacks. I mention it all the time. The Steelers, the Patriots, and the Ravens always play rookie quarterbacks pretty good. And they've revamped this defense, adding in Preston Smith right before the trade deadline. You've got Highsmith, you got Hayward, you got Smith, and TJ Watt. Could be a long day for that Washington offensive line. I think the Mike Tomlin and the Steelers defense, they'll throw some different looks at Jaden Daniels, honestly, in my opinion, try to confuse him. I don't see him turning over the ball, but I think he won't be as accurate as he has been. Steelers defense ranks second in points per game allowed. ninth in total yards allowed, and top five in takeaways. So to be a good offensive matchup for y'all against their defense for sure. Definitely something to watch. I think they'll come out trying to run the ball, that 1-2 punch with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. A little bit of Cordell Patterson. I think he's been banged up this season, but it looks like he's going to play in this one. I wouldn't be concerned for their wideouts besides Pickens, honestly. I know Fryermuth, I think he will have a solid day against y'all. He can wear down a defense if he gets going. But yeah, Pittsburgh fans, they travel very well. That'll also factor into this game, man. It don't matter where you're playing. Um, across the country, they will be there for sure. I want to see what this crowd looks like as well. Y'all fans have been showing up lately, so that should be fun to see as well. But yeah, if I had to choose now, I'd give the edge to Pittsburgh, and plus, um, Russell Wilson is a career record 11-2 versus rookie quarterbacks. So not only is his organization good against rookies, but he also has a good record as well. What are your thoughts on your Commanders for Sunday?
Shoot, you say you think we're gonna have some problems. I know we're gonna have some problems. You mentioned a couple of little names: T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith. It looks like Terrell Edmonds, a safety for the Steelers, is gonna be out, so that's good for us. But we're also gonna be without Brian Robinson, B-Rob, for the second straight week as he's missing the game due to a hamstring injury. So that's gonna mess with us a lot. But I'm super concerned about this game, man. Oh boy, I won't be surprised if Najee Harris looks like Steelers running backs of old, Le'Veon Bell, Jerome Bettis, even Jalen Warren. I won't be surprised if he looks good out there because we aren't the best against the run. I mean, I'm thinking back to that Bears game. I said it. We're gonna make DeAndre Swift look like Walter Payton, and sure enough, he broke a 50-yard run on us too. So I can definitely see that happening. I got I'm a Commanders fan. I'm a legit Commanders fan again, y'all. I got my Terry McLaurin jersey on. We need to focus him early and often. Of course, we got Austin Eckler. I think Zach Ertz is our second leading receiver. I know he's a tight end, but Terry McLaurin. I know they got Joey Porter on that side of the ball. I know Minka Fitzpatrick is back there in the secondary as well. But Terry McLaurin, we need him featured early and often. Feed him the ball. Get it out of Jaden Daniels' hands quick, because I know he's only going to have a second, maybe a second and a half before TJ Watt is right on his back. So we need to get him the ball early and often. But I just think that the Steelers are going to kill us with time of possession. I think they're going to have the ball and just slow, methodical drives down the field. Unless that defense does something. I kind of been not having too much faith in the defense all season. They played better last week, but I don't know. I know you said that the Steelers have a good record against us. So does Russell Wilson against rookie quarterbacks. But I think Russell Wilson, every Seattle game I remember, I don't remember them losing a damn game against the Washington franchise. So I can definitely see Russell coming and having a good game again. And as far as fans, I know a Steelers fan going to the game as myself. Shout out Keith. I hope y'all lose, but I do think the Steelers will win this one. Hopefully I'm wrong. I really just want Jaden Daniels to come out of this game healthy. That's all I'm hoping for. I don't want to see him taking any blindside hits from TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, any other the D lineman out there. This game is going to be one in the trenches, but unfortunately, I think on the defensive side of the ball for the Steelers, they got some all-star caliber players. I mean, TJ Watt, arguably the best defensive lineman in the league, so I'm definitely expecting him to make a few plays out there. I just hope he doesn't, strip sack Jaden. Hopefully Jaden can avoid that pressure, get out the pocket, run a little bit, but I just don't want him to get hurt. That's my main concern. But yeah, unfortunately, give me the Steelers in this one. I hope I'm wrong though, but I think the Steelers will win this game. I think George Pickens is going to have a great day out there. Hopefully I'm wrong. I won't be surprised if I hear Pat Fryermuth's name, hearing the damnest move in the crowd. I won't be surprised if I hear that in the crowd either. So yeah, hopefully I'm wrong though. But yeah, I think the Steelers will win this game. And then we got freaking the Eagles in Thursday night football. So we're gonna have to go into a gauntlet of games these next couple of weeks. Hope Jaden Daniels comes out unscathed, but we'll see what happens for sure.
Yeah, You mentioned real quick Joey Porter Jr. He was on NFL Insiders on I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and he said that he does plan to travel with Terry McLaurin in this one here. So that'll definitely be fun to watch them too.
Oh, okay. Good luck to him. I think Terry got something for him though. We'll see.
All right, everyone, we're just getting started on the B&E Podcast. We got a rematch of Super Bowl 20 from Soldier Field on Sunday, the Patriots and the Bears. Ed, what should we expect in this one?
Yeah, man, we got the number 1 pick, Caleb Williams, going against the number 3 pick, Drake May. I'm leaning towards the Bears in this one, but honestly, I won't be surprised if the Patriots win. I think the Bears, that Hail Mary loss they had against my Commanders, definitely had an impact on that locker room. I don't want to say they lost confidence in Matt Eberflus, but they came out last week against the Cardinals and looked flat. I mean, 29-9. Caleb Williams got banged up at the end of the game. A lot of people questioning why he was even out there when they were losing by 20 points. But overall, I think Caleb Williams has looked better. Even though Drake May hasn't played as much, I think Caleb Williams has looked better. He should have more weapons out there. I don't see any of the wide receivers on the injury report for the Bears. So I think Keenan Allen should be fine. No DJ Moore rolled his ankle. There were some questions about his commitment to the team when there was that play when Caleb Williams was scrambling and it looked like DJ Moore just walked off the field, but he said he rolled his ankle. So when all that goes, but I don't see him on the injury report either. They are going to be without one of their DBs, Jaquan Brisker. He's out with a concussion. But I like the Bears in this one. I think Roma Dunze is starting to pick it up. He's their leading receiver, if I'm not mistaken, 25 catches, 391 yards on the season. Then they got DeAndre Swift. He was early on in the season slow. People were kind of questioning if he was the guy. And then he kind of picked it up as we got midway through the season. He got 505 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. They did trade away Khalil Herbert. He's with the Bengals now. He didn't play last night, but I won't be surprised hearing his name with the Bengals going forward. But yeah, man, I like the Bears in this one. I just think overall they are a better team. But maybe the Bears, with that loss they had against the Commanders, they're just going on a downswing right now. And maybe the Patriots can surprise people and win this game. But if I was a betting man, I'm a bet on the Bears. I think they're favored in this game too. I want to say they're favored by 6 points. Yeah. What about you? What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, another team I mentioned is historically good against rookie quarterbacks, New England. But we got, as you mentioned off the top, Caleb versus Drake. Two teams at the bottom of their division. I'm going with the Bears as well, despite what I just mentioned earlier about them. Uh, New England being good against rookie quarterbacks. Their defense has been letting wide receivers eat all year long. 7.6 yards an attempt. Their front seven, though, for New England has been getting after the quarterback. They have 16 sacks all year. Chicago, they gave up 6 sacks. Um, uh, they let their quarterback get sacked 6 times last week. I believe it was against Arizona. So there'll be some opportunities for New England, but I just think that Chicago, they have the better overall team. Definitely, offensively to score some points and make it hard for New England to keep up. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the home team there at Soldier Field in this one.
Gotcha. All right, let's get into an NFC matchup. 49ers at the Bucks. Brandon, how are you feeling about this game, man?
$1 million question to me is what impact will CMC have? Hasn't played all season. San Fran fresh off the bye. I like their chance in this one because Tampa's lost 3 straight, um, and they've all been against teams with good defenses. So you bring another good defense here in this one down in Tampa. My X factor though will be safety. Just really heard about him this week. Malik Mustafa. Totally butchers his name. Sorry. Just look him up. Rookie 4th rounder. He's been holding his own in place of Tyler Hufanga, who really came on a couple years ago. He has an interception this year and 4 passes defense. We know Baker's a gunslinger, and it'll give San Fran an opportunity to create some turnovers back there in that back four, the secondary. So yeah, I'm excited to see this San Francisco offensive line against Kansas, Levante David, and Big Vita Vea as well. Whoever wins in the trenches, in my opinion, will give their team definitely more of a shot to win. But yeah, I'm gonna go with San Fran. I think Bake will give the Bucks opportunity. I know Otten, the tight end, has been coming on. Cade Otten, he's been their leading receiver since Evans and Godwin got hurt. And unless your name is like Kelsey, Andrews, Sam Laporta, and even Kittle, you need more than a tight end right now to, make plays on you in your passing game. And unfortunately, the Bucks just don't have those threats that they came into the season with. Because of injury right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go with San Francisco on the road in this one. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm taking San Fran too. Mike Evans gone at least another 2 weeks with that hamstring injury, and Chris Godwin, as we know, out for the season with his ACL injury. So give me San Fran. Even though Christian McCaffrey is probably coming back, they still had Jordan Mason, who's been doing a great job filling in for him. So the addition of Christian McCaffrey, that's probably going to be a nice 1-2 punch. I know Brandon Ayuk is out for the San Fran 49ers, but Jawan Jennings, I think he's coming back. He's missed the last couple of weeks with a hip injury, so that'll be a welcome addition for him. I remember early in the season, he had a monster game. He had like 11 catches, 200-something yards, and I think he had like 3 touchdowns. Kind of looked like Jamar Chase out there for a minute. But yeah, give me San Fran in this one. I just think overall, better team. I don't want to say better coaching, but definitely Kyle Shanahan's going to dial something up to get Christian McCaffrey involved. And I like George Kittle out there too. Like you said, I just don't think Cade Otton and what they got the rest of their receiving course. I don't want to say the rookie Jalen McMillan. I thought he would kind of like step up into that spotlight, but I think, that pressure of being the number one guy now, or at least facing the number one cornerback, definitely had an impact on him, especially without Mike Evans out there. So unless Bucky Irvin and Rashad White have a nice 1-2 punch on a running game and Baker Mayfield can make things happen, I think he's going to go back kind of to like gunslinger mode and try to force things to happen. That's going to run into some mistakes, as he mentioned, Malik Mustafa. Even though he did get truck stick by Patrick Mahomes of a couple weeks ago when Patrick ran for that touchdown, he's definitely a good player. I didn't even know he was a rookie. I thought he played there from the way he's out there playing. But yeah, I like the Niners in this one too. So we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, I like the Niners in that one.
Yeah, Jordan Mason, fourth leading rusher in the league. So yeah, that'll be fun to watch there Sunday afternoon in Tampa. Other games in Week 9 we got on the schedule: Bills at Colts, Broncos at Chiefs, Falcons at Saints, the Vikings and the Jaguars. In the late window, Tennessee at the Los Angeles Chargers, Eagles at Cowboys in the NFC East, Jets at Cardinals, and we'll cap it all off on Monday Night Football with the Dolphins and the Rams. Which of these games are you looking forward to?
Gonna be watching that early game, the in Munich, Giants at Carolina, just because I'm on
Oh,
the West
sorry, forget
Coast, so
about that.
that's gonna be on at 6:30. So I want to see if there's gonna be some fans out there with bags over the brown paper bags over their faces or not. But Bryce Young gets another opportunity. It's gonna be his second start coming off a win against the Saints. See how he looks out there against the Giants, and that probably be really embarrassing for the Giants if they lost to the Panthers. Definitely going to be watching this Kansas City Denver game, divisional matchup. We'll see if the Broncos can take that O away from Kansas City. Looking at this Colts versus Bills games too, and what was the other game? Definitely Philly Dallas. I mean, just to see that train wreck that Dallas has been and how they look against Philly, even though Jalen Hurts' record against Dallas is 2-3. I think he'll probably get to 300 against them. What about you? What games are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I completely forgot about New York and Carolina. Probably a good
Sorry,
reason
what was
why,
that?
because I said I completely forgot about New York and Carolina.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Probably because of their records. So I'm not expecting much in that one. But yeah, on the same page about the same games. Bills and Colts. I feel like this could possibly be a trap game for Buffalo. Indianapolis, they're pretty tough at home. Joe Flacco again will be out there under center. Broncos and Chiefs, a divisional matchup. How will that ankle impact Mahomes? Probably none at all, but it's something to watch early on. Falcons, the Saints. You got a new head coach, interim head coach for the Saints. I'm still expecting some brown bags in this one. You mentioned brown bags in the game in was it Munich? They'll probably be down there in New Orleans as well in the Big Easy. Eagles and
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, another long day for this Cowboys run defense and Mike Zimmer. You got the second leading rusher coming to town with 925 yards on the season. He probably will easily cap 1,000 yards against them. And then the Dolphins and Rams. I heard the Dolphins are 11-2 all time against the Rams, and they've won 5 straight against them. And Los Angeles, they're in that stadium at SoFi. They're not. The fans don't come out like you would expect for as big of a stadium, big of a city it is. They don't come out like that. So you got two um, good weather cities. So I'm sure Dolphins fans will travel to this one. So that'll be fun to watch there on was it Monday Night Football? Yep.
All right, let's get into our guaranteed picks of the week. I'm gonna start first, if you don't mind. I got the Falcons over the Saints as my guaranteed pick of the week. Even though it looks like the Falcons are only favored by 3.5 points, I like their chances right now. Even though Saints got a new coach, uh, I just like the Falcons a little bit more than them. How about you?
Give me Minnesota over Jacksonville. I think Justin Jefferson is about to have a career game against the Jaguars secondary. They've been having issues on the defensive side of the ball basically all season long. Um, yeah, I got Minnesota going down there and beating up on the Jaguars down there in Duval County.
You gonna go against your boy Mac and Cheese? You know Mac Jones playing.
Yes. Yes.
You say you're damn right I am.
Indeed, yeah. Ain't about to pull that one on me, but you never know. That's the
That's
beauty
literally
about the
true.
NFL. Never know.
All right, y'all. That'll do it for another episode of the Breaking and Entering podcast preview, the Week 10 matchups. I want to thank everybody who watches the show. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Just search for Breaking and Entering podcast or B&E Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. Everybody stay safe out there. If you're not doing anything tonight, it's a couple of good matchups in the NBA. We got the Warriors at the Cavs. We got the Suns playing against the Mavericks. There's some boxing on tonight too. Friday night fights on ESPN. Guy from Norfolk, Virginia is fighting. Was fighting in Norfolk, Virginia. Keyshawn Davis is fighting against a guy named Lamos. Apologies for forgetting your first name. And then we got a prospect, Abdullah Mason. He's fighting on the card too. Definitely gonna try to check that out tonight. But y'all take it easy and stay safe out there. All my folks in Southern California dealing with these wildfires, y'all please be safe out there as well. And y'all take it easy.